Live. Am I live? Okay, I know some of you said, I know what Turney Mom got to say about the controversy with, who, and because she's D9 and all this stuff, and they just take up for each other. They don't hold each other accountable, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, I don't make no excuses and I don't feel sorry for anyone. There is an exposure going on throughout the land. People who have been given talents and abilities and have been able to go up into leadership because, first thing first, a grown person, a person of maturity, will want to be an example and live their life in such a way that they can be a living epistle. But many of us sit here every day and we judge each other and we don't remove the being from our own personal lives. You know what I'm saying? We we want to get the speck out of other people's lives. And when you have a platform that is highly critical of people, that has gossip, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen to you? They're going to expose you like you expose people. No one on this earth, especially content creators, whose platform is built on gossip and going after people who have different political views, who have different ideologies, and exposing them. So when your ish hits the fan, guess what's going to happen to you? They're going to expose you. He is married, and this is really something really for him and his wife. There are many women who are married to these men of stature, okay? And they quiet. They don't hold their selves accountable because guess what? There's some of us women out here, we ain't gonna tolerate the bullshit from no man just to say we're married. For all we know, a lot of these couples ain't even living in the same house. Okay? A lot of these married couples ain't even having sex with each other that much. A lot of these married couples don't even like each other. Okay? I'm telling you the real deal. Okay? The real deal. I spilled my own tea. My husband and I left last year. I got tired of the bullshit. And it's my fault because I learned from my mother and my aunts that as long as they're good dads, as long as they come home, pay the bills, okay, that's it. But like I said, when my husband and we were young, when we had our daughter, well not young, but I was when I had my first child I was 29 and he was 33, I think, right? And her pediatrician, I'll never forget her. I wonder how she's doing. She says, look, this little baby is going to grow up and go on about her business. Do not neglect each other. Because we were newly married. We were only married for a few months before I had my daughter. Okay? Shotgun wedding. Okay. 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 So I'm 29 years old. I'm an attorney, practice law. Okay. I have my own law practice. Okay. And I was building a career. Okay. And I had a kid. Okay. A few months later after I was married. Okay. My first kid. And we're still married. Okay. But I needed time for myself. Michelle Obama, you think Obama living in the same house? You think Hillary and Bill? Look, Shirley Ralph told you from day one, she and her husband live on two different coasts. Back in the day, Husbands and wife had twin beds. You remember Lucy and Desi show? My great grandparents had twin beds. So a lot of these couples been checked out on each other, okay? And these men, they go after these. When you go after someone who has nothing to lose, guess what's gonna happen? When you cast your pearls before swine, guess what's gonna happen? Jesus said, let me tell you how serious this walk with Christ is. Jesus said, if you look at a woman lustfully, look, and think in your mind, oh, she fine, I like the F. Guess what? You already sinned. If you're a married man, you have already sinned. If you're a single man, you have already committed fornication because your members, your body's gonna go where where the mind tells it to go. We make this walk with Christ so difficult. I'm gonna have a case about the law of the spirit and the law of flesh, lust. I'm gonna do a series on that. Okay? Coming soon. All right. But yes, many of us we don't know the real deal. We don't understand because what we hear in church are TED Talks. They're TED Talks. They're nice little story, nice little parables. They're cute. But it's nothing about the redemptive work of Christ. And what does that mean? What does that mean in our everyday life? I'm doing a series like that. Okay, I'm gonna do a series. I have some health issues right now. I'll work on it in between time. But once I get feeling a little better, I'm gonna do a series on the law of the spirit and law of lust and flesh. Okay? All right, because some of you, I feel sorry for you because you guys been sitting in church for 20 and 30 years and you're still a babe in Christ. You're still a babe. You move like a babe. Things can easily beset you and get you off course. And y'all have let the spirit of Jezebel come in the church. Lust, demon, whore. Look, when you can go to a bar and get more love than you get from a church, that's a sad indictment. And like I said in that pretty previous video, funeral etiquette, I like to pass out when that bishop, these hoary ass bishops, want to walk around, be a bishop, have no discipline, lustful. Most of them are closeted homosexuals. Okay. But they just got the robes on, the rings, and they just and they get these dumb bras as wife. They have low self-esteem, no personal ambition, and they sit there and let them run amok. Let them just all go all through the church. And you whores come to church, go straight for the pastor. Because that's what seducing spirits does. They want to attach themselves. And because the pastor is a babe in Christ, he thinks he's Mr. Wonderful because he can put a sermon together, because he's so oratorial gifted, oratorially gifted. So what do I have to say about that? Make sure your house is clean. Make sure, because why don't y'all get up here and spread your own tea? Y'all so busy talking about everybody else. Spread your own tea. Tell us about you. Tell us about your secrets and your proclivities, your sexual, deviations. You're always in somebody else's business. Let me tell you, if we all worked out our own salvation with fear, with respect for God, guess what? Guess what would happen? We wouldn't have all these slip ups, trip ups. I'm done.